Hello, baby gangsters. This is Calvin, also known as Wormer, and this is the Last Defense Academy, and we're coming into what? The final stretch of these 100 days. I'm very nervous, but also excited. You know what I mean? And I said it in the comment section at 96. There we go. 4 days. I'm not exhausted. You know what I mean? I can't believe I played this game and like they paced it so well to the point that like, you know, I'm not exhausted by it at all. Like, you know, there's no feeling of fatigue at all. From then on, all of the school's facilities ceased to function. Oh yeah, because of the power. But this line here is as if the Last Defense Academy itself had died, which is crazy. Whoa, the classroom? Oh my god, good, no good, nothing's working anywhere. Did we start in the classroom, now we're back here? Same with the cafeteria, the refrigerator, and Ration-O-Matic aren't powering on. We still have non-perishables though, so we should be okay for a while, but we have 4 days left. What the heck happened? The undying flames in the fence room were probably the power source for the rest of the school. Once Ato off, the person who was making them, all the other functions must have stopped too. Then what are we supposed to do now? We're in the middle of nowhere, with nothing to sustain us. Hey, speaking of nothing, has anyone taken a peek outside? It's seriously depressing sight. Where are the flames gone? The flames might be gone. How is everyone doing? I feel like such a wretched fool. I didn't have any idea who the true traitor was. Oh my... It's okay, because again, it's a Kodaka game as well, but I said it last time. In a Kodaka game, I could suspect for the whole time one character, and it turns out to be Tsubasa. You know what I mean? Like, and then it would somehow make sense. You know what I mean? Well, if the undying flames are gone, we don't have to die now, right? I never imagined Ato's true nature was so psychotic. I should have killed him right away. Again, we think about these things in retrospect, right? Ato was a character who, like, honestly, you know, as I said, if he got help and like guidance at a young age for like his cognitive differences, things could have gone so different. But it led him down a path that went so far to the point that he was like gone. There was no saving him in any way, shape, or form. There was no helping him at all. Hey, look at the window. I wonder if the undying flames are probably just gone. You okay, Kako? We lost everything. Now it's all gone. Every time Kako cries, it makes me feel so sad. Wait, this is just looking like a normal blackboard. The whole room looking like a normal classroom now, right? The undying flames were the Academy's power source. Without them, all dysfunctions have shut down. And there's always death and the way things ended. It's all because of none of us realized what kind of scumbag Ato really was. Not a damn thing's working anywhere. It's like the school itself up and died. And by the way, this is what I said last time. We can't let anyone fall into this trap. Because there was a trap laid there for people that were vulnerable and in a place where they were not in the right mind. And it's the same thing with Takumi. Takumi can't fall into the trap of like, if I didn't save him that day, then Ima and Nozomi would be alive. And if we just believed Nozomi, she would be alive. These are facts. They are facts, 110%. They probably would be alive. But you can do that with anything in life. You know what I mean? If I didn't do this one day, then this wouldn't have happened. And I feel like it's just something that would like send you down a spiral that you don't want to go down. And I don't want them to feel this way because Nozomi would not want them to feel this way. Ima would not want them to feel this way. You know what I mean? He wouldn't. And she wouldn't. At all. I'm sorry for being so useless right up until the end. I wish I could apologize on my hands and knees to all of humanity. There's no need for that. When I looked out the window, I saw something I didn't think was possible. The flames are all gone. The wall of undying flames that surrounded the school had gone out. The only thing out there now was endless city ruins. The wall of fire is gone too. I guess this is what it's always looked like out there, but it feels strange. It just looks like a destroyed Earth now, right? Is this really how it ends? Did we really lose to the invaders? We just seen through that traitor's true nature sooner, and this is what they're gonna beat themselves up about forever about, you know? We never really could have done that. Nobody even imagined there was someone sabotaging us behind the scenes. What about the invaders all out attack? Is that still happening? I wonder, our mission's already failed after all. At the very least, the enemy no longer has any reason to attack this place as desperately as they did before. Except to come and finish us all off. I don't want to fight anymore. I'm done fighting. I thought it was pretty fun, although it was the kind of killing game. It wasn't the kind of killing game I was hoping for. Did Rumi's smile legitimately? I'm sorry. I know, like, again, we said it before. She's weird, but like, Jesus Christ, she has like gotten us through some dark times, and we know that she has some dark thoughts herself. The poor gal. Are we sure no one's sending someone to get us? They really abandoned us? I don't think we have anyone coming. Why would they rescue people they see as disposable? I'm far too noble and important just to be thrown away. Someday the Ozuzuki family will crush all of humanity. Knock it off, you sound like Eito. So now what do we do? Now what? There's nothing left to do here, but there's no reason to leave either. Are we going to stay until day 100 at least? I think so. There's nowhere else for a roach-headed, sunken-faced freak like me to go. Oh, stop it, Shoba. We played the game this far. It wouldn't hurt to see the ending on the final day, right? I mean, you're not wrong. If the world isn't going to be destroyed, the thing you would then try to do is create a life in some way, right? I know it's a horrible way of looking at it because no one even thinks that, but like zombie apocalypse style, try to create a life for yourself. That's what I would do. You know what I mean? I know it's easier said than done. Me being like, I would create a life, you know what I mean? I would build a big house, and you know, that's not what I'm talking about. Find some way to like, and again, it's horrible to say because it's harder, easier said than done. You know, it's easier said than done. We have nothing to do, nowhere to be, and nowhere to go. I'm feeling it all over again. The total loss of everything I hold dear. And that's the thing about this game. It's a constant barrage of feeling lost and feeling like you lost everything, right? That's a constant barrage. Oh my god, the lights being out here is so weird. When I woke up the next day, it's 97? I couldn't motivate myself to get out of bed. It's already 97. There's 3 days left. Emptiness, helplessness, those emotions still overwhelm me. And that's what's so crazy. This whole time we've had like danger and sadness and harrowing things happen to us. But now, there's just like a nothingness, right? There's nothing we can, it feels like there's nothing we can do. Two of our loved ones are gone. You know what I mean? The thing we were trying to protect this whole time, gone. Our reason for going forward, gone. Can you imagine losing your reason for stepping 1 foot in front of the other? You know what I mean? It's tough. Losing Kato and Nozomi. Being betrayed by Eito. I love how he still says that it's two different people here, being betrayed by Eito. And like, can I say as well, you know what's so crazy? And I hate to say it this way. We lost so many people in the past while. We lost Moko. We lost Katawa and Nozomi. You know what I mean? We lost Ima, right? We lost Hiroko. Eito was like as close as you could be to Takumi without being like Nozomi. You know what I mean? He lost a friend. He lost a friend in this way. I had nothing, not a place to return to. Not anything I could do anything about any of this. In the end, I couldn't do anything. Always crying in the dark as well. I whispered listlessly and let my body heavy sink into the bed. So whispering listlessly, I'm guessing that is like him being like, you know, like it happens to be when I cry. I like breathe very heavily, but like it's like very soft as well. It's like I don't want to replicate it because I think I would just like feel very bad. You know what I mean? But you guys probably remember it. And I kept sinking deeper and deeper. I feel so bad for Takumi. I feel so bad. Day 98, what are you doing? Stop! Stop right now! It wasn't even morning when suddenly it happened. What? My body was sweating. I didn't know what was causing it, but something abnormal was happening to my body. Oh, it was a rejection, but it wasn't just heavy throughout my whole body. I felt warm. Hot is a rejection. Symptoms are normally hot, far beyond anything like a regular fever. Don't tell me I have rejection symptoms. That would be so bad. Had the cryptoglobin rejection that plagued Nozomi finally come for me? Oh, no. Maybe this is what I deserved. I was being punished for being able to do anything for the baby in the defense room. And again, it's a lot of blaming ourselves, right? We were put in an impossible situation. You were put in an impossible situation. A situation that people wouldn't be able to fathom in their own lifetime. Punished for being unable to trust him, let alone protect him. And that's why he's feeling bad as well. Imagine all these things you're feeling bad for. But again, you were put in a horrible situation. Oh, poor Takumi. As I moaned from the intense heat running through my body, I finally stopped resisting it. Soon I lost consciousness as if the heat was swallowing me whole. We're just gonna... If this is rejection symptoms, that's so bad. So bad. How much time passed after that? Minutes, hours, longer still? I couldn't say. I lost all sense of time. Oh my god, that was such like a really... You could feel that, right? That feeling of like feeling sick and like waking up in pain. The vicious heat assaulted my body and didn't subside. It only grew in intensity. The heat woke me from my sleep. It was so hot, I felt like I was being burned from the inside out. That's so bad. What is this? I'm burning up. It's like my body's on fire. It's not rejection, is it? It feels like something more. What could it be? Oh, Takumi. Wait, what? Fire erupted from my very body? And not just any flames, they were undying from our body? I was enveloped in undying flames that were emanating from the inside of me. How does that happen? What? I let out a scream and then something even stranger happened. What are you talking? The flames that filled my vision pulled away from me. They became a ball-like mass that began to writhe in front of me before forming into a shape. Wait! He's here! He's alive! How? And just like that, the boy made of undying flames was there.
You. How are you?
Yeah, what the hell?
How am I still alive?
Yeah, what, like, after everything that happened?
Unfortunately, I'm not. My real body is long dead. Killed by Ato.
Oh my god.
Then, what is this? The last of my consciousness, remaining in the cryptoglobin.
Oh, right. Because we absorbed Ato, right? That's why. That must be why.
Something like an echo. That's all I am now. An echo?
It's like an echo of the remnants of that now, because again, it was destroyed, right? Holy freaking hell, man.
I don't understand it myself. The power of cryptoglobin is truly mysterious.
Yeah, it's a very confusing thing that we'd have to learn more about as well, right? We'd have to.
But I'm glad this has happened. I really wanted to talk to you one last time.
One last time as well, by the way. It's curious to me too, but I don't have any strong feelings about being killed. So you don't care? Strange, isn't it, to feel nothing about your own death? That is strange. I'm not even sure that I was ever truly alive in the first place. What do you mean? Not only do I not have a name, but I don't know anything about my origins either. Nothing about my mother or father, or the place or date I was born. Nothing at all. That must be a very wild feeling, right? That must be a very wild feeling. What did my real body look like to you? A newborn baby? Yeah. You didn't just look like one, you clearly were one. But several years have passed since I was born. I'm not the same age as the rest of you. So we should be like us? What? As a trade-off for the overwhelming power I was born with, my body was incapable of growing physically. It was unable to endure the sheer might of cryptoglobin. The all too great price for the benefits of this mutation. So his body wasn't able to take the cryptoglobin? It's ironic, isn't it? My cryptoglobin is practically all powerful, but my body was incapable of sustaining itself. Please, even if you can't tell me everything, tell me what you know. What is cryptoglobin? I don't know. Even I'm not sure what this power really is. Even he doesn't know. Yeah, and he seems to not know a lot about its existence. So you've been left in the dark too? I only learned that the enemy had the same power when I arrived here. I still don't know why that is either. So in the end, not a soul here was told anything. Was that to prevent the information from leaking to the enemy? Or because they were destined to die here, no matter what we did? Because of that body, I never got to experience having friends. I couldn't risk letting anyone get close to me, not when I could have lost my control over my power at any moment. That's very sad. Saray was the only person I ever spoke to. He looked after me ever since I was young. So he's known him for a while then. He raised me, if only as a weapon. It was my destiny to live and die here at the Last Defense Academy, to use this power to eradicate the invaders. Are you okay with that? It doesn't matter. With my body the way it was, I was in no position to resist. I had to cooperate with the mission in order to live. Well, I call it cooperating, but I was just having my power constantly drained from me. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, it's kind of a similar way to like, there's not obviously the same thing, but like Nozomi's experiments where it's like, it felt like a cooperation, but really like, it's like, you're not going to say no, I guess. Maybe you pity me, but I've long since accepted my existence as a weapon. I never once considered what it was that I personally wanted to do. Not until I heard about all of you? Huh? Saray told me on the first day when he brought me here. He said a group of boys and girls my age have been brought here as a special defense unit to protect me. Once I heard that, I felt happy for some reason. It was my first real emotion, so I was curious. I wanted to get a look at you. So I created an avatar with my cryptoglobin. Behind Saray's back, of course. If he found out, he would have scolded me for wasting my power. And then you found me. So he wanted like maybe to connect with us, maybe? You mistook me for an invader and began to panic. I see, I'm sorry. And this is something we feel bad about, right? We feel bad that because we thought if we could like communicate with him sooner, this would have all like changed. No, I realized that it was a natural response to consider my appearance and inability to communicate. Besides, the situation was what it was. Very understanding, right? Very understanding. After that, I thought I should stop creating avatars. But Saray suddenly stopped coming to see me, so I was even more curious what was happening with all of you. I decided to check in on things from in this form again, all whilst trying to stay out of sight. I only appeared in front of you on urgent occasions when I had something I really needed to tell you, so we that's confirmed. And we thought that's what the case was. Now that you mention it, whenever we were in a bind, you were always there. Exactly, yeah. He was trying to warn us. Was he just trying to make friends? We were kids his age. And he was just trying to make friends. You must have realized you were in trouble and tried to warn me. From your point of view, I must have been a strange being, but I started to feel an affinity for all of you. Oh my god, so they're probably like, again, these are all people my age. I've never had friends. I've grown to care about them. That's such an interesting take in this, of the story of the apparition. I started to want to fight alongside you as a friend. And is that what you saying? I'm like all of you? And there is as a friend, yeah. All this was very strange to me as well. I had no idea where these feelings were coming from. I envied you. Envied us? The people who were constantly bickering and never sticking together? Maybe like, I wonder if you appreciate the bickering, you know what I mean? Because like, sometimes bickering isn't a bad thing. In the last episode I was like, I wish I could go back to the bickering, True as that may be, the sight of all you working so hard to stay alive was beautiful to someone living with no meaning like me. Interesting. So it's the idea of like, even if you were bickering and fighting with each other, I still would like that over not having anything in my life that I can look towards, Hey! But in the end, it was all for nothing. We failed. It's easy to blame it on Ato's betrayal, but I'm sure that wasn't the only case. We were sloppy from the start about fighting, about protecting each other. I stayed in the same state of mind as when I got dragged into this. Fighting without resolve or conviction. And as a result, I lost everything, my comrades and someone very dear to me too. I think he's being very hard on himself here. I think they did so much, more than anyone could expect them to do. So you have regrets? You bet I do. I'm full of regret. I just can't stop thinking about it. Wondering if I could have done more. If I'd done better, maybe I could have saved Nozomi, saved Katawa. I know regret won't undo anything, but I can't get it out of my head, of course. Like, that's all you would be thinking about. If I did this, would this have happened? If I didn't do this, I could have, again, if I didn't save Ato that day. All these things go through your head, and it's only natural. Even Ato was able to do all this because of me. And again, this is what the trap I don't want Takumi to fall in. Because yes, factually so, there's a chain of events that if he didn't save him, this wouldn't have happened. But you can't look at it that way, because that can happen so many times in life, You can trace back so many actions that were bad back to so many things that could have been good, Do you want to redo the past? Wait, what? Wait. The reason I came to you this final time was to talk to you about it exactly. Wait, what? This is the last message I'll ever give you, and it's the most important of all. What do you... Wait, what? What do you want to tell me? When I was killed by Ato, all my cryptoglobin was incorporated into him. I watched your battle from inside of him, and I noticed something. A strange occurrence with Ato's specialist skill. What happened to it? After absorbing my cryptoglobin, Ato's specialist skill underwent, I suppose you call it, an evolution. It sure seemed that way when we were fighting him. We saw him change completely, even his appearance changed. It must be the effect of my cryptoglobin. It seemed to stimulate the power that was already inside of him. And now, by way of Ato, that cryptoglobin resides in you. Your specialist skill allows you to redo things. Wait, because we have our skill was that we could redo turns, right? Was that a thing we could do? I think so, right? We had that power. Should have also evolved to the highest level. Or am I thinking of a different game altogether? If you use that power, we will be able to return further back in time than before. All the way back to the beginning of the 100-day period. In fact, is that how they do different routes? If so, that's amazing. Back to the beginning? You're telling me I could do all 100 days over again? I think you have the power to do so now. I can feel it from inside of you. That would be incredible. Is this for real? Can I really go back and redo it? Redo all of it? Naturally, you'd be the only one going back. You'd have to... Wait, so we'd know but no one else would know? Then what would happen to the others? Would they all have to keep living here in this timeline? I'm not sure. They may continue to exist as part of a parallel world, and they might vanish the moment you redo things, so we have no idea. I can't tell you anything for certain. I'm getting chills, guys. I'm getting chills at the idea of this. Like, we have no idea what could happen here. There's no telling how returning to the past might affect other things either. What do you mean? The flow of time is by nature one of absolute truths of the world. There's no way that flow can be reserved. Okay? Breaking that rule and warping time on your own ends is bound to have consequences. I can only imagine. Something unexpected might happen in the world you return to. It may have unfathomable effects on your cryptoglobin. Even on the cryptoglobin? Nothing would be out of the realm of possibility. You'd be using your power to violate the very laws of the universe. At any rate, redoing the past will come at risks at the very least. It would also mean that you will have to fight all your battles again. Everything we went through. This must be how they do the different routes. And if that's the case, that is like an incredible design choice. Making it canonical. You know what I mean? Making it canonical. You have to fight this cruel war all over again. That's the thing from the start. All the stuff we went through. But Takumi's probably thinking, how can I prevent all this from happening again? You know what I mean? The outcome may not necessarily be positive. In fact, it could be end up worse than it has now. That seems pretty accurate, right? But if you're plagued with regret, if you wish to reclaim what you've lost, then you ought to try using that power. You should try to redo the past.
It's your decision to make.
That would be insane, though.
You think is the correct path.
And he's saying it's our decision. I totally understand that. But like, in my take here, for me, obviously, like as a player, I'm like, I want to do it because I want to see like some other routes or whatever. But like, I think from Takumi's perspective, there's like, what would be running through my head is like, I have to fight all over again. But I think also in my head, I'd be like, Karawa, Nozomi, Ima, Hiroko, you know, stopping Ato, all this stuff. But he said it could even turn out worse. It could be more horrific. More people could die, you know?
You should press forward and trust in your decision.
And it's all because this flame boy had an affinity towards us and all these people and like just wanted some friends. Even if I die, I want to press forward and trust in my decision. That's what, oh my God, trust in my decision. That's all I wanted to say. I'm glad I finally got the chance to tell you. What happens to you now? I believe I will simply vanish. Or rather, I've already vanished. The fact that I'm here in this way is one more miracle brought about by the cryptoglobin. So I'm going to disappear for good, like I always should have. Could you tell me one last thing before you go? You were nameless. You had no roots. You were incapable of living on your own, treated like a weapon and then killed.
Hey!
Do you want to relive that life? Interesting question. This music as well. I wonder, maybe it's not worth reliving, but I am what I am. So I don't think anything will ever change. But if I could, there is something I'd like to do. And what's that?
Next time, I want to
No.
befriend all of you.
Oh my god, I would love that. I would love that. That's such a huge deal for him as well. That's why he was trying all this time. He just wanted to be friends with us. So if we redo this, there's a chance we could do this as well and be friends with him. Right? I would be so up for that. You've done so much for us.
With you and fight with you.
Oh my god.
And until the moment I die, I want to do everything I can.
Freaking hell. And that's such a big part of being friends. You do fight. You do argue. You do bicker.
To live.
He just wants to live. He just wants to have the chance of that life. Leaving those words behind like flames slowly converging, the ghost boy vanished. Holy hell, man, what a situation. Are we going to the next day already? Woo! There were no announcements playing anymore. Oh my god. So that scene with the flame boy. We learned now all this time. Well, we kind of started to predict this, I think, towards the Moko situation, right? Every time there's a bad situation, they would show up because they wanted to help us. And they used that form so they would Saray wouldn't see them. But all it was all this time, and it must be so, imagine that you just want friends, but they can't even hear you, they can't understand you. But he has saved us so many times, and now he's saying we can go back. And he kind of gave us his own desire, like he wants to be friends. I wonder then, can we make friends with him in the other routes? That'd be so incredible. That'd be so incredible. Holy hell, there were no announcements playing anymore. But also, his desire to help us just literally came from the fact that he saw us bickering and saw us fighting and saw a purpose in our lives and fighting towards something, and he wanted to have that too. Holy hell. I woke on day 99 in eerie silence. Jesus freaking Christ. Day 99, how did we get here? I hadn't moved from my bed. This is terrifying. Day 99. I couldn't get the conversation from last night out of my head. I can redo the past, but I'm the only one who can do it. I don't know what will happen to the others. That's what's terrifying about it, right? We don't know what's going to happen to everyone else. And I have no idea what will be affected or how things will change as a result of going back. And above all, if I redo the past, I'd have to fight 100 days all over again, and that's another terrifying prospect. Holy hell. I wonder how everyone else is doing. I'm a little curious. Maybe I'll go check in on them. Cafeteria. Okay. No, it's not. Look, talk to everyone. We literally have to find everyone and talk to them? That is incredible. Oh my god. You know what we could do? We haven't done this. Let's talk. In a sense, this is a happy ending because we've managed to live. But on the other hand, it's a bad ending because we lost the war. What kind of ending is this, ultimately? Hey, hypothetically speaking, if you could redo the 100 days, what would you do, Yugumu? Would you do it all over again? Seriously, what an adorable question. I think I'd refrain. I doubt any good would come of out of redo.
Our time here was fated to end up this way from the start.
Okay. So Yugumu feels like this is it's fate. I wouldn't really do anything different. Oh, and Shoma's in the freaking courtyard where the prisoner was. I know we better have dead anyway, but I really wish I could have been useful somehow. What are you talking about, Shoma? You've saved the days so many times. Then Leo could have been proud of me, but I wasn't able to even make that happen. I'm proud of you. I'm very proud of you. Hypothetically speaking, if you could redo the 100 days, what would you do, Shoma? Would you do it all over again? I wonder, someone like me would probably only end up with the same pathetic outcome as this time. A waste of space is still a waste of space no matter how many times he does something.
Sorry for my devastatingly boring answer. I can hardly think anymore.
Man, he hasn't changed. He's changed in little ways, that he is a little more proactive and he will help out with fights and stuff like that. But he still is so down on himself, So he's saying I doubt it would change anything for me. So far we have it's fate. I doubt it would change anything for someone like me. Let's talk to Takamaru. Oh my god, we can't even do this stuff as well. Tomorrow's day 100. Can't believe we're gonna reach day 100 with everyone so damn miserable. Hey, hypothetically speaking, if you could redo the past these 100 days, what would you do, Takamaru? Would you do it all over again? What you say? You kidding? Of course I do it all over. Wow, at this time, I beat the Supreme Dickhead and Eito in a bloody pulp. Oh, the Supreme Commander.
But I can't do shit. So it's all just empty words at this point.
So he's like very much like, I would like to do this again. So we have, I love looking at their different personalities, right? So far we have, every time we do this, we'll add it up all together. So we have, it's fate, it's destined to happen. Someone like me couldn't do anything. I'd love to do it again so I could beat someone to a bloody pulp. Let's talk to, you know what, since like these are our two favorite characters, let's, actually, this is like, you know, three of our favorite characters. Let's selfishly keep them until the end, you know? Let's selfishly keep them until the end. Let's see how Tsubasa feels. What's going to happen to us if we manage to survive up to this point? What do we do now? This is so crazy for this game as well, how I like every character that's on our team right now, you know what I mean? Like, even in Danganronpa, I felt like there was characters I disliked, you know? Is nobody going to come for us? Am I never going to see my family again? Do we just have to stay here until the Earth is destroyed? This is, again, we forget, you know, like, we don't forget about it, but it's one of those things that it's worth mentioning, like, how devastating this must be on their mind, you know?
Yeah.
Hypothetically speaking, if you could do the 100 days, redo these 100 days, what would you do, Tsubasa? Would you do it all over again? If it meant I could see my family again, I'd want to do it all over, so another one for doing it all over.
If we're doomed to die, even if we win in the end, I'm done. I don't want to fight anymore.
So Tsubasa's point is, I don't want to do it if, like, it just means we're going to die again anyway, you know? If we're doomed to die no matter what. Which I can totally understand that perspective as well. It's like I do it hypothetically if it meant that we could actually change something. Right? Which I think makes sense as well, honestly. It makes perfect sense. It's like, hey, like, I want to do it, but if we're going to die, then it's like, no. You know, if we're going to die again anyway, then what's the point? Which I think, again, makes so much sense. You know, it's very reasonable. Kurata. Why do things have to end so miserably for me? Hey, hypothetically speaking, if you could redo these 100 days, what would you do, Kurata? Would you do it all over again? What kind of juvenile question is that? But if I could, I'd turn it all around. We'd win our fights and we'd survive without a single casualty. So she's like, I wanted, and she would, if she could, she'd turn everything around.
In the name of the Osuzuki family, I'd forcibly wrench a happy ending out of the hands of fate.
Oh my god, that's actually a very cool line. It's a very cool line. She'd forcibly wrench a happy ending out of this. Kyoshika, how are you doing? And everyone's so alone right now, right? Are we truly going to run away along with the Earth? Will we never see anyone from the complex again? Hey, hypothetically speaking, if you could redo the 100 days, what would you do, Kyoshika? Would you do it all over again? If I could redo it, by all means, I'd do it over again. We'd be certain to win our fights against the invaders the second time around. But even if we win, we'd still die, correct? Then maybe it's better this way.
No! 'Tis better to die a warrior rather than live meaninglessly. Isn't it? I don't know anymore.
Questioning her own convictions even now, right? Because this is a tough situation. It feels like so natural to change your conviction or to like not to like have different convictions depending on the situation you're in, right? And your convictions will change over time. What you once knew is not true anymore, you know? Let's talk to Darumi. Our girl Darumi. Since all the machines have stopped functioning, I can actually die now if I want to. Maybe I should just die. I don't want to fight the rest of the invaders. Please talk to me. I know, let's all kill each other. And all out brawl till only one of us left, and you would love that. Hypothetically speaking, if you could redo these 100 days, what would you do, Dorumi? Would you do it all over again? Sounds like too much effort. I don't really want a happy ending anyway.
This ending's more fitting for someone like me. One where everything is perfectly unsatisfying.
I guess this does fit Dorumi quite a bit. But Dorumi is going through a lot, and I genuinely would have I hoped and prayed that we could get to talk to. Oh my god, this place looks so weird in the dark. This is terrifying. You could not find me here at all, ever. In the war room as well. How are you, Kako? What am I supposed to do now? Just wait for the Earth to be destroyed? Hypothetically speaking, if you could redo these 100 days, what would you do, Kako? Would you do it all over again? If I could redo it, I would do it all over again and make sure to protect Ima and everyone else, and that's almost an expected answer, right? Even if our only choice was to die in the end, I'd still want to die alongside my dear brother. That's the thing. It's like it's like some I think that no matter what, like all of these answers aren't too surprising to me. You know what I mean? I feel like there's a chance sometimes you can get like a curveball. I feel everyone is like very aligned with their characters, and even with Kiyoshika, who's like going against her like former convictions of like being a warrior and all this stuff. I think it's just like really well written to have her even like shaken in that moment too, you know? So it all fits to me.
But I know that's not possible.
Her voice.
He's already dead.
And we know that it is possible, right? And that's going to be on our mind as well, right? That's on our mind too. It's like, oh, well, we could change something, you know? We have characters like literally saying to us, I would love to beat up Ito. Well, we could make that happen. I'd love to save, Ima. Well, we could make that happen in some way, right? At least in a parallel world, right? It's so interesting, like, hearing all these different perspectives, honestly. Oh, man. Let's go to Gakko. We've been Gakko Defense Force since day one, I think. Well, maybe not day one. Maybe a little bit day one. Is anyone going to come to for the artificial satellite and save us? Are they really just going to leave us here to die? What are we supposed to do now? There might be invaders out there too. Hey, hypothetically speaking, if you could redo the 100 days, what would you do, Gakko? I want to hear from Gakko as well. Would you do it all over again? Gakko's very much just like, I feel like a lot of times like he's in the line of like, I never wanted to do this, but I had to do this. You know what I mean? So I wonder how he's going to feel. Why would I fight again? Who do you ever want that? Oh, but if I did it over again, maybe we could have negotiated with Saray and got him to let us live. There's no sense in thinking about this. It's not like it's possible anyway.
My whole life's nothing but rotten luck. I want to redo my whole existence.
It's very difficult to hear this because honestly, this is how he's felt for a while, but we know that he loves his family and he loves his siblings. But, like, factually so, Gakko has been through so much in his life, just like so many characters have, like, and that's what's so interesting about, like, say, like, Kako's been through, like, hell. Absolute hell. Right? The same with Ima. So I always like have like a very, it always makes me feel sad whenever I, hear from them almost because they just break my heart. They really do. But Gakko even saying here, like, I'd like to redo my whole existence. This isn't an insult to his family. This is him saying like how hard it is. And there's nothing wrong with acknowledging how hard it is to take care of that many siblings. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. I guess I've talked to everybody. Now I should probably head back to my room. Man, that must have been tough for Takumi to have to make this decision, but also, hear from everyone else and their opinions, because these are people that we actually care about. They're people that have been a part of our life for so long. It's not just us we're going to be changing the lives of. We're going into a different parallel world to possibly change someone else's life, you know what I mean, and change their lives in other worlds. It's a big decision, and to know what they feel is a big deal, Even after I got back to my room, I kept agonizing over the same thoughts as usual. The time went by as I ruminated, and before I knew it, the night had fallen. Oh my god, we're about to go to day 100. This was supposed to be my last night at the last Defense Academy. Now, not that it really matters. Holy hell, day 100, the day we've been striving for, is coming tomorrow. But this ending is a far cry from what any of us hoped for. It's so interesting that, it's it's going to be that the ending to this is actually going to be a, how do I say it? It's going to be like a, not, maybe it just sounds bad to say, but it's going to be like a It's either going to be we just let ourselves die out and that's a whimper, or we go back in time and then all of a sudden this doesn't become an ending, if you get what I'm saying. You know what I mean? All of a sudden this is no longer an ending for us. I fought here in order to see the person dearest to me once again. To go back to Katawa, but... Oh my god, this image. My Katawa is dead. For some reason she showed up as Nozomi Kyotofuji and she died in my arms. From the moment she died, I've been full of regret. Regret that I couldn't even save her. I feel the same about Ima and Hiroko. And about not seeing Eito's betrayal coming. Like, oh my god, yeah, and this is of course on their mind. On Takumi's mind. I regret everything. But again, it's like one of those things, like I said in the last episode, Takumi just did a lot, like, good. He just did so many good things that, like, he didn't know what they were going to lead to, you know? And it's not only regret that plagues me, it's also frustration that there's still so much I don't understand. Yes, the mystery is still there.
I knew I'd met you before.
Mm-hmm. This was a brutal scene, man. This got me so bad. I was dying. I was so upset.
Huh?
Even though we talked about so many things, how did I forget?
What are you saying?
That's right. You're tacky.
Man, this
From
moment.
back then, right?
And this is what he's talking about, the mystery. There's still so much we don't know about this stuff. Why did Katawa show up here as Nozomi Kyotofuji? Why did she forget who she was? And what in the world happened to her?
Right. That's
Oh yeah,
what
this
you
as
think
well.
The truth is. You've got it all wrong.
Yeah,
though.
there's like all that we know is not actually the truth. I'm okay not knowing. Is it really okay for things to end like this? The game is looking at us right in the face and saying, buddy, you don't know crap. You're gonna go back, do some other routes, and you're gonna find out some more stuff. But if I go back to the past, I'll have to fight 100 days all over again. That's the big thing, right? It's like I can go back and change all the stuff. Save Nozomi, save Katawa, save Ima, possibly save Hiroko, save Moko maybe even. And then it's like, also at the same time, it's like I can find out all these true things, but then it's like, but then I'd have to do all that all over again. And as the apparition said, it could be worse this time. Will I fight again? Will we go to war again? Is that the correct path for me to take? I spent my 99th night at the academy turning the same thoughts over and over in my head. And then... Oh my god, just seeing it doesn't feel real! We finally made it to day 100. The fact that we don't have a Sorei announcement is painful. The day the Undying Flames originally meant to rain down on the planet. The day we put a stop to the world death by burning all of the invaders to ash, taking us with them. The day that all of humanity up on that satellite has been waiting for, but now... Oh. Someone's here? As I open the door, a panicked voice... Oh no, not panic. Why is there panic? Why panic? Talk to me, something crazy happened. Come right away. Oh no, what happened? What is it? What happened? Just get to the war room. Everyone's already there. No, man. After a one-sided conversation, Tsubasa ran off. What was that all about? It couldn't be the invaders, could it? Did they come for their final all-out attack? If they're here, what should we do? Fight them? Do we even have a reason to keep fighting anymore? I guess we're meeting in the war room to discuss it. I better hurry. No, this is crazy because they did say they'd attack, but they'd only be like fodder. And it was very interesting how the commander was like, yeah, you'll win this battle, but like, you'll get nothing out of it. This is absolutely nuts, guys. I didn't expect this. I thought that it was going to be a very somber 100 day. No, they're going forward. They're going for something anyway. Wait. Kurata has her tomato head off. And there's there's power. What? Why is this the only place of power? Did you fix this, Tsubasa? It wasn't me. This morning when I was walking to the school, I noticed the lights had come back on in here. It's only in this room though. Everything else is still out of order. That's so strange. Is that why you brought us here? That's right. I called everyone here after I heard the news from Kako. You scared the piss out of me. I was convinced the invaders were attacking. Honestly, an understandable assumption. I took a look outside, but there are no signs of any enemies approaching. Is the final attack? Is the final all-out attack not happening anymore? From the invaders' perspective, there isn't much reason to attack this place anymore. It had any guts to come after us, but I guess this is what you expect from the minions left after the big boss is dead. And that's the thing. We heard their voices in their head. I wonder if they even want to fight after they're gone. Why is there suddenly power in this room? The Undying Flames were powering the rest of the school. Maybe this place had a backup power source? So it just automatically went live. Why now? By the way, has anyone seen Lady Kurata? I wonder what happened to her. She's right there. I'm over here. Why'd you have the tomato head off? But don't look, it's embarrassing. What's wrong? What happened to your mask? My doorbell rang so suddenly I was in a hurry to leave that I stepped on my mask and What? As much as as you guys know, I'm not a big fan of Kurata and the way she acts, and it never excuses the way she acts, right? It still hurts me whenever, because I know this is an actual thing where people create a world within a safe space, whether it be a piece of item or clothing. If that rips, that's still very upsetting, you know what I mean? Or if it gets ruined. I'm right in the middle of the fix it. Don't look at any of you. That just makes me want to stare harder. I love teasing cute girls. Durumi does have a thing for cute girls. We've learned this.
Huh?
Stop it, Durumi. This isn't the time for that. Then something new happened. Strange music suddenly started blasting through the speakers. What are we doing? What the? I think I know what this is. Listen. It's the music they play for the graduation What? No. I've never been to a graduation though. My teachers hated me, so I didn't get invited. I will kill them. I will find them and kill them, Shoma. In Minecraft, YouTube. Why the heck is it? An announcement echoed throughout the school, cutting off Takamaru's question.
The most important moment of this operation will soon begin.
Oh my god!
Lost Defense Academy will now transition to attack mode.
Attack mode? Attack mode? What's going on? What exactly is about to begin? Wait, be quiet. Do you hear that? What are you? We strained our ears to listen for any sounds around us. Sure enough, I hear something. What? This music's beautiful as well. Something is running.
An omnidirectional attack will launch in 600 seconds.
What?
Special defense unit members, please evacuate to the schoolyard immediately.
What's the omnidirectional attack? We have to evacuate?
Repeat. An omnidirectional attack will launch in 590 seconds.
But they're telling us to evacuate though.
Special defense unit members, please evacuate to the schoolyard immediately.
I am so nervous about this, but honestly, I feel like we should do it, right? Evacuate? Why? It's telling us to get out of the schoolyard. What do we do? Obviously, we gotta go. Let's go find out what the hell is going on. I guess it's better than staying here and rotting. Honestly, yeah. I didn't want any sunlight today. This is seriously depressing. Bewildered, we all start to run to the schoolyard. I'll be right behind you. I just have to fix my mask. Alright, but hurry. Yeah, don't die in here, Kurata, okay? Don't do that, okay? Maybe we should have helped her fix her mask or something. Honestly. This is so strange. We're evacuating. But they said omnidirectional attack, which just means an attack from all sides, right? Are we just leaving? Oh my god, we're outside now. Here we are in the schoolyard. I don't see nothing different about it. Is there something here? The announcement said something about attack mode, but I don't... Oh, everyone, look over there. Tsubasa pointed to the top of the school building. We all looked. Oh my Oh my god, missile turrets? Is that our... Look, there are bedrooms. That's where we live.
Whoa! What are those?
I said missile turrets, right?
Turrets, it seems. For the missiles. Is this what it meant by attack mode?
I think so. Wow. But what's it gonna do with the missiles?
Was the plan to firebomb The entire planet using those turrets?
But they don't have the undying flame though, right?
With the missiles filled with undying flames.
Yeah, but they're not filled anymore.
Huh?
They were gonna launch the missiles from there and wipe out all the invaders on Earth, huh? They look so sinister. But that's gonna happen now, is it? Those things don't work anymore, right? In theory, there's no more undying flames to fill them. After all, they will do some damage. Like if you throw a projectile, piece of metal through the sky, regardless if it's filled with something, it's still gonna cause a lot of damage. Just then, the announcement rang out all over us again.
An omnidirectional attack will launch in 400
Where's Kurata?
seconds.
Where's Kurata?
Leading up to the omnidirectional attack, all defenses will be rerouted to the intercept system.
The intercept system?
Special defense unit members, please board the escape pod in the
Wait!
schoolyard immediately.
Wait. Escape pod?
Repeat.
Wait.
An omnidirectional
Wait, there was an escape pod?
390 seconds. Special defense unit members
No.
board the escape pod in the schoolyard immediately.
They were supposed to get out of here? That's a spaceship. That's a freaking spaceship. Oh my god.
Escape pod? Is that for getting us out of
Wait,
here?
they legit, they planned to get us out here all along.
Repeat. An omnidirectional attack will launch momentarily.
Look at their shocked faces, as you would be. Stunned to silence almost. They planned to get us out here all this time? Does this mean if you board this escape pod, we get to the artificial satellite? That's incredible. I did not expect that in any way. Then we're actually going to go home for the very start. That is so unexpected. So unexpected. I thought the ending of this was going to be so somber. I thought it was just going to be like this quiet whimper. You know what I mean? I thought, I didn't think that was going to be bad at all. I was like, this is going to be such like a quiet ending. They had to wait for us to get out. We weren't going to be abandoned. Look at the happy smiles here. Oh, Kurata got here. What is that? What's happening? Lady Kurata, you managed to fix your mask. Enough about my mask, you dullard. What the hell is that thing? An escape pod apparently. Looks like we can use it to get out to the artificial satellite. Yes, what the hell? Oh my god, Gaku's smiling face. We don't have to stay here. Freaking sweet. We're gonna get our happy ending after all. What's so happy about it, rag boy? If we known about this was coming, we'd never agreed to the enemy's proposal. Yeah, it does mean that like the proposal is less good, right? All along. It's even worse than it was before. What were Nozomi's and Ima's sacrifices for? She's right, that whole tragedy happened because we wanted to escape. If we just trusted in humanity and followed to the end like Nozomi said, I get how they're feeling. And it's totally understandable, but I wish I could just like reach through the screen and be like, please do not fall into this. Nozomi would not want you to think this way. She wouldn't. We know Nozomi, she would not want you to think this way. Maybe then the mission would have been a success and we wouldn't have lost her. Like, there's a direct correlation between all those actions. We can't deny it. Between everything, from us saving Eito, from us doing all this stuff, there's a timeline of actions that lead to Ima and Nozomi's death. But that doesn't mean that everyone here is supposed to be blamed for, you know what I mean? Yes, they should have yes, it was a very targeted campaign based that Eito started knowing that everyone was very vulnerable and scared, right? That's what we need to know. But everyone was terrified. We dug around graves. We could have had a happy ending all along, but we messed it up. Kurata's right. We should have all believed Nozomi. We made the wrong choice, and this is what we get for it. It was the wrong choice, but I hope they know that it was under, again, a very vulnerable state. We screwed ourselves over with our own decisions. When you think about it, aren't the people on the satellite to blame for keeping us in the dark? Gaku makes a great point. I agree with Gaku. This is an impossible situation to put on anyone. It is. And not telling these guys exactly what's happening is why they're kind of in this position now. They didn't have all the information. They had to make decisions based on their own judgment. They didn't have Saray, they didn't have Nigo. They didn't have anyone. If they just told us about the escape pod from the start, this never would have happened. Yeah, you've got a point. I agree. I do agree with that. 110%. Maybe that's some reason they couldn't contact us even if they wanted to. Who cares about any of that anymore? I don't care whose fault it is. We made the wrong call. That's why Nozomi Ima are dead. She really is taking this hard because she cared so much about Nozomi and she shunned her. The last words I think she probably ever said to her were like I thought you were my friend I think it was. Which is horrible to think about, you know? What a tragic end to her tale. And is that so interesting how this game has done this, right? We have an escape pod in front of us, an option to maybe get out of here. But it's sad. You know what I mean? This isn't the ending that we wanted. This is the ending that we thought, that we were hoping for. Oh, Kako. I wish we could do it all over again. Oh, Kako. And I feel like that's the magic words for Takumi, right? If you could go back in time and do it over again, we wouldn't make the same mistakes again. We could do right and get our happy ending. Wait a second, and because we know there's an escape pod now, we know there's something to look forward to at the end. And trying to save Ima and Hiroko and Moko's and Nozomi and Karawa's life. And Saray, right? Trying to save all their lives in the end. And Nigo. Would actually be something we could do and all get off on the pod together. Whoever developed this game of life is a real scumbag for not giving any retries. Honestly, so true, Jeremy. So freaking true. So true. If you could redo things. If you could go back to the past. We stood there in silence until eventually.
60 seconds until the omnidirectional attack. Commencing countdown.
Oh my god. We've only got 60 seconds left. Like we got any reason to rush, nothing's gonna happen.
30 seconds remaining.
I'd still get on the pod. You know? This is so massively done, by the way. The stress I'm feeling right now over this. I'm feeling their regrets. I'm feeling their sadness, you know, I'm feeling all of this stuff. It's so well done. We stood in silence listening to the countdown ring out.
20 seconds remaining.
Oh my god, Takumi. What a beautiful and like almost truthful way of putting it. This countdown represents a future that we were unable to reach. At the end of this countdown, we were all supposed to be on the pod, but again, they didn't tell anybody about this. The moment the world was meant to end. The moment a new world was meant to begin.
10 seconds remaining.
The long, arduous battle we fought in order to reach that future.
5 seconds remaining.
It was all meaningless in the end. Isn't that freaking crazy, right? That's how they feel in this moment. They lost so many people. They made the wrong decisions along the way. And they didn't know about this stuff at the end too. Obviously that would have influenced their decision as well, but like I understand how they're feeling at this moment.
3, 2,
oh my god.
1.
Our war ended now. No, my god. Okay, so in a way, what I thought the ending might be, just judging by how they were like leading us on a little bit, it is kind of in that way, but not in the same way I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a quiet whimper into nothing, right? But no, this is a whimper in a way which like is deflating for them, right? I thought it was literally just going to be like my vision of the ending was, like the idea of just everything just quietly fading. And everyone's just there. And it was going to be cruel. It was going to be sad. But then you can go back, right? And do the other routes. But they made everything canonical, right? With the root stuff and things like this.
Error.
Oh, there's no undying flames.
A catastrophic error has occurred in the system. Unable to execute omnidirectional attack. Error. A catastrophic error has occurred in the system. Unable to execute omnidirectional attack.
I cannot believe this. Cannot believe this. Well, I can, but you know what I mean? It's just like, I never thought we'd be here in front of an escape pod crying with sadness. You know what I mean? The escape pod should be a good thing. You know what I mean? It should be something that feels good at the end of this journey. But I feel like it would even feel somber even if we, if everyone survived. It's like we still have to do so much. The mission really has failed now. It's all our fault. I'm a disgrace to Osazuki name. Again, you guys didn't know. You guys did not know. You had no guidance. Sore wasn't here. What do we do now? What else? Our only option is to hop on the escape pod and head to the artificial satellite. That's right, there's nothing left here except invaders. No point in sticking around. Oh my god, Sakamoto. I guess Earth is gonna get destroyed by world death eventually. I want to fly a rocket. The last one never even left the ground. Oh, the one that we got trapped in? But how can we possibly face everybody on the satellite? They're going to be mad, aren't they? Will they forgive us? They have to understand. They have to. You were sent to this place. Saray was gone. There's no guidance. You were in such a state, like, emotionally that, like, you wouldn't even be able to think straight. If they don't understand, that's crazy. We'll have to bow our heads and ask for forgiveness. Let's rub our faces on the floor until they are all scraped up. No, 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 no. But we tried, right? We risked our lives to fight for them. You did! You did! You guys did some horrible stuff and had to go through horrible stuff to even get to this day. And you did that without communication. You did that without knowing what was the end of the rainbow. You did that. You did all of that. I'm gonna praise you guys to the end of my days. Doesn't mean a damn thing if it didn't produce results. You guys did so freaking much. You fought for 86 days. And then you fought again on day 94. I absentmindedly listened to what everyone had to say. Nothing we lost would ever return. There was nothing we could do anymore. Is this really the ending we want? It's time to give my answer. It's time to choose the right path for me. I get to decide. I have to press forward and trust in my decision. In order to make that happen. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Decide your destiny! What? All the stuff that they said, is it? Return to the past. Look at this screen as well. Honestly, guys, we know what the decision is here. We know what the decision is. We know what it is. It's your future. I love that phrasing. It's your future.
I can't let things end like this.
Let's go, Takumi. Oh my god, we're going back into the past. We're going back to the earliest days. You say something, Takumi? I can't let things end with all these regrets. I can't go into the future like this. I want a do-over. Takumi, this is his music as well.
Hey!
Guys, I might be able to save us. All of us here, all the people in the artificial satellite. Even our friends who've died. What? What's going on?
Hey!
Everyone, I need you to hear me out. Determined, I began to explain what had happened to me. About my body feeling the effects of the absorbing cryptoglobin from the Undying Flames boy. And what it was I was about to attempt. I told him everything. Oh my god. I heard about the other routes for a long time ago, right? Like, it's literally like one of the most famous things about this game, the idea that you can do different routes. I didn't know it was canonical. I didn't know it was in the canon. That's so cool. You mean frickin' time travel? Back to the past, I can hardly believe it. Is cryptoglobin really that powerful?
Huh?
Flying on the wings of time would be truly an epoch-defining event. No. Who's ever heard of killing game wherever you get to go back in time? Oh wait, there's actually a ton of them. Did we remembering this stuff too? Honestly, like, I am in like such a weird mood now. Because like, I have like this like adrenaline after just picking one choice, you know? So you're saying you're considering using that power to go back in time? Yes, I want a do-over. I'll do whatever it takes to get back what we've lost. We're doing this for Kadoa. We're doing it for Moko. We're doing it for Ima. We're doing it for Hiroko. Hey, we're doing it for Saray and Ego, you know? So I'm going to use Cryptoglobin to go back in time to change our outcome. But you're the only one who can go back, right? We really can't go with you? I want to help Ima too. The Kako in the other world will help Ima, and I'll make sure of that. I'm sorry, that won't be possible. So basically, you're the only one who gets to leave the present where everything is gone to shit? You're gonna abandon us failures here to do it all over again by yourself, huh? But if Takumi goes to the past and saves us, will history change and will be saved too, right? We don't know if that's how it works, right? I guess it all depends on how the effects play out. Because it either could be parallel world or it could be just really just back in time, or you left people. You know what I mean? It's weird. The present might change the moment the past is changed, or history could branch off and this present would never would change at all. That's what I'm saying. Different parallels and things like that. Ultimately, both outcomes are just armchair theories, so we'll never really know unless Takumi tries. And it is worrying for those guys too, right? It's like, oh, you're going to be doing this, you know, while we're here like suffering. Both of them sound pretty cool to me. If the writer's any good, they can make any outcome interesting. Well, apparently there's 100. So there's no knowing what will happen to us, including whether anything will change or not. I'm still confused. Can anyone explain it using manga as a reference? When Subaru realizes that a lot of horrible stuff has happened, he wants to go back in time. So he goes back in time to try and stop things happening so he can save everyone else and make a better future for everybody. Have you ever read the one with the blue robot cat?
Ah.
I have not. The one thing we know for sure is that Takumi is the only one who can redo the past. It's not fair, you're the only one who gets to feel better. I think it's an aim to make everyone feel better. Basically means you're gonna abandon us. And again, this game is so good at writing conflict because this is just exactly what would happen. You get to go, we don't. Knowing that, are you still gonna do it even if you gotta discard the people you fought beside? Shouldn't you maybe rethink this? There's no reason to subject yourself to this war all over again. I love that Gaku's thinking about that. Like, dude, like, this is horrible. Why would you do this again? Just forget it when it comes to the satellite with us. We can all live a nice and quiet life up there. I don't think Takumi wants to go up there without Kanawa. Give it to us straight, Takumi. If I don't like your answer, I can't promise I'll be able to control myself. Wait, so they're asking us to decide again because they give us more information and more of the thoughts on the situation. I still think yes. I still think yes. And while, like, I think, you know, there's something said to me about a quiet life, I know Takumi, and he wouldn't want to go any path where Kanawa is dead. Anywhere. He wouldn't want to go anywhere. If Kanawa's not there, he doesn't want to be there.
I'm sorry. I have to go back. No matter what.
And it's horrible. Again, they mean
I have to take back what this war took from
me. I
me.
love that they didn't just have 5 minutes of the characters being like, what they took from me, by the way. I love that they didn't just have the characters be like, that's so cool. You know, like, and I'm sure that, like, some of them will say goodbye now, and hopefully they will say goodbye. Hopefully. I don't know how this is gonna go, but I do love that they didn't just have them just be like, Godspeed, like, right away, or like, oh, Takumi, you're so brave, you know? No, they had people being like, what the hell? And you're gonna leave us here? You know? Very realistic conflict there as well. You're serious, aren't you? Yeah, I'm gonna go back in time. So won't we go to the artificial satellite together? The person I cared about isn't waiting for me there anyway. I have no reason to go. Exactly what I was thinking. There's no way he would want to go anywhere without her. I'm gonna redo everything, get her back. That's what I'm gonna fight again. Looks like you ain't gonna listen to anything we have to say in that case. There it is. There it is. That's what I wanted. I was like, hopeful that they do something like this, right? Just not right away. Go for it, man. If you're that determined, just do what you gotta do. That means this is goodbye. Oh no. Sorry, Takamatsu. Takumi, you're really going to go? I wish I could join you. I know I'm gonna get to see them again, but it's never gonna be this same route, you know? It's never gonna be the experiences we've had together in this route. I'm sorry, Kako. Man, I don't get you at all. You gotta be crazy to want to fight again after everything we've been through, and I know you don't like fighting, Kaku. All I can say is good luck. Thank you for spending all this time. Stop with a Phil Bank pig like me. Be well, Takumi. I don't really understand what's going on, but I bid you farewell, Sir Takumi. Godspeed, may you be victorious. Like, you know what I mean? It's never going to be the same thing. It's always going to be different. And I know, like, you know, this game is giving us such a rare chance that we get to meet all our favorite characters again in a different timeline, which is something I always said, like, in other games that I wanted. You know, I remember I finished Persona 4 Golden back in 2014, or was it 15? I don't even remember. And I've replayed it so many times, but like one of my friends said to me, like, oh, you can just replay it, you know, when I said I'm going to miss these characters. But the thing that's so sad to me of video games sometimes is that I'm never going to get to see these characters in this way for the first time ever again. And this game is giving us this opportunity to meet these characters for the first time again, but it's never going to be the same, you know? This doesn't mean I forgive you. In fact, I'll hold this against you until I die. And I think, again, Kadara projects a lot. You know, the reason she's so mean to Shoma, and it doesn't excuse it, she's so mean to Shoma because she people are mean to her. And she projects like her feelings of self-hate that people have given to her, unfortunately, onto everyone else. She doesn't forgive herself for what happened with Nozomi. She's not going to forgive us. But if you're going to do this, make sure you do right. I told Nozomi died this time. Whew. I won't. I promise. I promise I'll try my very best. Because he said it could go worse this time. There's something about Kadara saying this that is like the most devastating for some reason. This is wild, man. Of course. Oh, Darumi, I'm so glad I get to see you again in another timeline. Bye-bye, Takamine. If you ever find yourself in a real killing game, summon me into that timeline isekai style. I love you so much. I really do. And I hope that you find peace. I really do. And find someone to talk to, even if I wasn't that person that you could talk to. I really do. I'm so effed up right now, man. That I guess we should get going. The remainder of humanity is waiting for us on the artificial satellite. That's right. I'll see you, Kako. I'm so devastated, man. Oh.
Bye, everyone. Take care.
And so with everyone except me, I stepped onto the escape pod. Nobody turned to look back at me or the school. A short while after, all of them boarded. Oh my god, not even talking me behind. Why is this so... This is devastating me as well. Have you seen her being left behind like this? And the smile on his face. He's such a great protagonist and such a great person. I would die for him. I hope they can at least find happiness over there. We may have failed the mission, but they still risked their lives to save money. Of course they freaking did. Jesus Christ, they deserve everything. They have the right to live happy lives from here on. They should be rewarded even. I'm sure they'll be fine. Unlike me, they have people they love waiting for them up there. We have our mother, you know? And as time goes on, they'll be able to find more people to cherish. But I understand what he's saying. Like, Katawa's is everything. I hope I don't make it sound bad, but Katawa's is everything. I'm sure they'll be able to live happily. It just won't be on Earth, that's all. Now then, I better get going. No one's supposed to go back in time, though. Yeah, there's not like a DeLorean or something, right? Should I activate my redo skill? True.
Nothing left to do but try.
True. Oh my god, man. Wait, in battle? I don't think I've ever used the redo skill once. How do I do it? Redo your 100. It's in the freaking menu. I don't think I've ever redone a wave. We can redo waves. We have done that. Sorry, we've done that all the time. I thought you could redo turns. I forgot that that was a thing we could do. Wait. Wait, what's this?
Takumi, hello? Say something if you're still there. We just got to the artificial satellite and it's
Oh.
awful.
Hey, asshole! Now's not the time for
What?
time travel. We just found out the craziest shit.
What?
Ready for this?
They said it's awful and they just found out something crazy. And they said the frick, what happened to them? Oh, why would they do this? Why would they do that in the last moments? What the hell? I at least thought they're gonna get to the Ark and be happy for a bit. No, it's something bad is happening up there. That's terrifying. The past decides the future decides the past. Oh my god.
Time to do it all over again. One more time.
We're floating through a warp?
I will return to the past. As far back as the power of the cryptoglobin will allow me to go. I'll redo everything from that point onward. So I can protect the one I care about the most.
Karawa.
I'm sick of being full of regret. I'm going to choose my own future.
Honestly beautiful. Honestly such a beautiful way of putting it.
And I'll fight all over again to make it happen. I'll fight the past with the future in
You have
my
all that
hands.
experience. And we get to carry over our stats, you know?
I get to decide what the future will be now. I'll use my power to choose the ending.
I'm so supportive of this. I'm so supportive of him. But there's something happening on the satellite that we don't even know about.
The past and the future. It all starts now.
Oh my god, I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous.
Until the moment I die, I'll fight to live. This time, I have to press forward and trust in my
You got
decision.
this, Takumi. You got this. But it doesn't make it any less terrifying, you know? It doesn't make it any less terrifying. With that walkie-talkie. Excuse me? Oh my god. Wait, they're... No! Are they redacting names from characters or something? No freaking way. They're redacting names. Oh, look at all these images. Wait, that's the word root. That's the word root. What are they doing? Oh, they blocked out all the roots? Oh my freaking god, this is mind-blowing, guys. Oh, the barbecue. And that's when we first met the crew. And that's when we walked in when she was like in the leisure center. And that's the fight between everyone. They're redacting so many things here. This music, man. I guess we can talk about the game so far, right? We call the hands together. Ato's hand on everything. I liked Ato, you know. I'm feeling so emotional right now. Can I say this? No matter what the other routes are, this is my game of the year. Oh yeah, let's show the stabbing as an emotional moment. In fairness, it was the most emotionally charged moment that led to like one of the biggest changes. In fairness, it did. This music is gorgeous, by the way. With tears in my eyes, I'm gonna have to talk about about this game. This is my game of the year so far, easily. Oh my god, that's stunning. It's like bringing back up those emotions every time I hear the higher tones of her voice. Oh, don't show me Ima. Do not even try. To talk about this so far, this is in the first run is one of the most impressive games I've ever played. This is a game that is so well written in terms of characters, character growth, interactions, conflict, wants, desires, emotions, the funeral as well. All of this is like, it was so well written and so real in so many ways. They didn't shy away from making these characters not seem perfect ever. There was never a moment where these characters were perfect. And that's the best way to talk about characters. They made sure that these characters had... these characters acted in a way that was influenced by either their past, the situations around them, and the emotional turmoil that had been put on them in this story. When the credits are over, I think it's one of the most well-written games. You did fantastic, Tokyo Games. You did fantastic. Oh my god, I'm feeling 20 different emotions. I feel sick. I feel sick. Oh my god, to be continued. We save? That was 72 when we were in the zombies room. Are you kidding me? Day 100? Oh, we're booting up the game again. How different does this feel now? Yeah, so the following is a work of fiction. Yeah, I just think that in terms of characters and how like well they were like written and like how much they like realistically reacted with the world, the way Gakko reacted to the world, the way Kako reacted to... Does that say 2? That says 2! That's brilliant! That is effing brilliant. That is absolutely superb what they did there. This music is great. I can talk about this as if it was an ending, but that's not the way we're going to talk about it, right? It technically isn't an ending, right? This is technically not the end of this. It's technically an ending, but I see it as more of like the antithesis of an ending. It's almost getting to an ending and redoing everything, right? But it depends like on what way you want to look at it. But I still want to talk about it as if like, you know, we beat like, because we accomplished something, right? Like even if like we have this like a bunch of routes we might want to try out after this, we did accomplish something at this. This was incredible to me. The combat was so much fun. The interactions around the academy were so fun. There were so many twists and turns that actually made you like, you know, want to play more, but also made you terrified to play more at the same time. I think the way they did like the mysterious aspects of the invaders, they did it so well. They had the character moments happen at just the right times, like when it came to characters joining into the battle or choosing to join in or not choosing to join in. I think that's what I was saying with characters. Are so well written in terms of their motivations and all this stuff that like it makes it so good to like talk to them and interact with them and stuff like this, because they do have that like great, like it feels like every character that acted upon in this game, whenever they did something, it was really driven by an actual personality, rather than having a character just do something because you needed them to do something in the story, you know? Even Ima stabbing Takamoto was like a big moment that at first I was like, what the hell? But then you're like, oh man, that's all he knows, you know? These big moments. In the end of this game, what I got from this last episode is that obviously our power of redoing stuff is even stronger, right? Which is great. Fantastic. But it's not only that. It's the fact that like we saw the escape pod, and I feel like that's what really changed our decision on everything, because now we know that like there probably was a way to get off this planet. Now we also know that we don't know, Takumi doesn't know, but we know that there's something wrong in the satellite. There's something really awful about the satellite, but we don't know that yet. We chose to go back in time because we, in that moment, saw the regret in everybody's eyes. We saw the terrible feelings everyone had. And let's just say it, be honest here, it wasn't just because we were doing it for everyone else. We wanted to see Katawa again. We adore Katawa so much. So freaking much that she is the one person that we were thinking of in that moment. Something was taken from me. And let's be honest, like, we lost Ima, we lost Moko, we lost, and even though we didn't know Moko, we lost Moko, we lost Toroko, we lost Sore, we lost Nigo, we lost these characters. And wanting to go back and save them to me is like, it's not about being like, oh, like you're thinking about your own needs. Like, it's just honest. It's just an honest feeling. Jesus Christ, it's an honest feeling. I think it is such an honest feeling. And such a beautiful moment at the end. They're having everyone kind of like give him well wishes as he went off and did his job. But then that terrifying moment where the radio came back down and we found out something bad is happening on the Ark as well. That's also so terrifying. There was no final attack. There was no nuking of the world. But the ending was filled with a lot of regrets. But I think what Takumi was trying to do here, and I think it's like the Kodaka like tinge, like, and he doesn't always do this. Sometimes I even think the Danganronpa games are usually left on a note of like the same kind of note with this, but this time around we get to do different routes. Like, I think Danganronpa games and even Raincoat usually ends on a note of like, and now I'm moving forward. You know what I mean? And then they go, but wait, you know what I mean? But what's gonna happen? But usually it's like a lot of things about moving forward. But I think in this one they did the same thing, but this time around we actually get to see what's happening, which is really, really cool. The apparition became part of our blood. We were able to go back in time. We chose to go back in time to redo these days, even with all the horrors that we'd seen. As Gaku said, why would you do that all over again? It's because we need to do it all over again for our loved ones. And Takumi at the end said something there. I will fight until I die. He's willing to do this as much times as possible to get this to work. Now, I know Kodaka said on Twitter, he said that whatever amount of routes you want to do, that's what you want to do. There's no forcing you to get every single route and all this stuff. I don't know if the routes are as long as the other ones, but this is how we're going to do it. And I want to say this, like, we're going to be completely, like, you know, straightforward with how we're going to do it. I'm going to upload the next 3 or 4 parts of this, the next route we're doing, right? And when I do that, I'll see how you guys like it. That's the best way to go about it, right? I think that's the best way to go about it. It's just because I like and see how I'm into it, and I know I probably will be into it. Like it's from all accounts, people are saying this is one of the greatest games and most ambitious games ever made. We'll see how you guys are into it, and we might do like another route after this as well. Then, right? We'll see how it goes. But of course, it's always like you know, you never know what we're gonna do. And someone else suggested a mod of mine, a lovely mod of mine was like, I would love to see you do it, but like don't look at any like choices, just do whatever feels right in the moment with all the choices that you make. And I think that's actually a really interesting way of looking at it too. I can't wait to see how everything changes though, you know what I mean? Like, we have a knowledge going into this, and Takumi has a knowledge going into this, I think, of like Ima and Kako and all these like very intimate knowledges about all these characters. Intimate knowledge about these characters, that I wonder how it's going to change his route in this moment. I wonder. Yeah, this is my game of the year. It's absolutely incredible. There's not really much else to talk about, I feel like, in terms of the story of this episode, because I think like it's left up into a lot of mysteries, right? And there's a lot of hopeful things looking forward. We know now Takumi went back in time and he is going to try and save all these people that died and maybe find a better ending. And the thing that motivated that was seeing that there was an escape pod, but he doesn't know about the thing that's horrible that's happening up there, right? Which I think is so good as well, because they added another mystery to this. Not only is the mystery of what Eito was saying, not only is there a mystery of the Karawa Nozomi thing, not only is there mystery still about the Crypto Goblin, about the invaders' voices, about the invaders themselves, about Eito themselves, there's now a mystery about the Ark. Is the Ark safe? What's happening with the Ark? And with that, guys, I'm going to say thank you so much for watching this. This was an absolutely incredible time. The next episode will be this on Monday. And it's going to be the next part of whatever route we're doing. But yeah, I hope you guys think that's a good way to do it, right? We'll upload the next 4 videos of the next arc that we're doing. And we'll see how you guys like it. I think that's probably the best way to go about it, right? That's the best way to go about it as well. Because I have no problem, like, you know, doing another route. No problem whatsoever. It's no problem on my mind. I love this game to death. I really do. Thank you to Tyfire 2, Jamie Bull, Jonathan Banana, The Ghost Phoenix Zuma, Felicious Felix, Yule, Radish, Adusta, Death Trap, Lynx Markey, Assassin, True Peanut Butter, Peter Shelson, Heck, Leon, High Casperian, Jared Beanham, and my highest tier of YouTube, Royal Gamer 7, and Blasco. And I'll see you all so soon. Bye bye.